What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. We're going to do a little live broadcast. I am, well, as the title of this suggests, wow, there's a bunch of you coming in. Come on in, everybody. And for everyone that's watching this on the replay, what's up to you as well? But I'm in Laredo. I called it stuck at the border. I'm not really at the border. I'm at a truck stop, but my ass can't leave because I'm waiting on a trailer to come across the border. I don't know if it's stuck yet, but I am next in line. And more than likely, it's going to be ProTrans going to Greer, which would be ideal. So, how is everybody? What is today? Today's Saturday, right? Yes, today is Saturday. Happy July 6th, everyone. And the good news is, I have my glasses. But I'm going to pull it up here on the iPad. But yeah, if everything goes as planned, which that is the plan, I will have 2,500 miles in 4 drive shifts, which will be today. Getting a little later started than I wanted to. I've been ready to go since 5 a.m. But, that's just how Laredo works, guys. Things coming across from the border. But let's see, we got Brian Adams tuning in. What's up? And I know his comment is coming straight from the heart. And Matthew Miller, and we got TJ Jones, the bull of the woods, saying, what's crappening? And Scooter and YP Poe, are you the fun one? I want to see which one of you twins is going to be the ripped one. Yep, do keto, do 9 round, you'll get ripped. Rippeder than you are now. Blair Pilgrim, how's it going, my friend? And Timothy, we got Jim Dunn. Are you in Texas too, Jim Dunn? I don't get to come to Texas too much, and my intention is to be out of Texas by the end of my shift. We got Tony Truman says, hope a good day, my friend. I hope you have a great week too. Stay safe and blessed as well. Well, thanks a lot, man. And we got the IH guy, and then we got a married trucker. That reminds me. You guys remember John Boy and Billy used to do this? It was like a superhero called Married Guy, and he would be, out, saving the day, doing some things, and then his phone would ring, and it would be his wife, and she, it kind of reminded you of the Peanuts teacher, and he had to pick up milk or do something. He was Married Guy, but I am not Married Guy anymore, and being single has its advantages. But having someone that loves and cares about you, that has its advantages as well. So what do you do? But good here, wishing I was still at Deep Creek Lake in McHenry, Maryland. Well, man, that sounds like a good place to go. Deep Creek, you doing some fishing there? And we got Jared Price, Kevin and Ollie. What's going on? Hey, man, I've been seeing a lot of your interaction on the keto group, Kevin. How many pounds have you lost? Have you had to buy new pants? Which it's kind of funny. Nobody said anything to me about it yet, but when I'm at GNP, like at the Columbia terminals, I'm hanging around there, doing my media director and stuff. Like I always have shorts on because it's like 90 degrees. But all the other men in there, they have their khakis. And I've got a lot of khakis at my mom's house back when I was an insurance man, but they're too big now. Like I can, mine, depending upon how they're made, is, some things are 30 in the waist. Um, no more than a 32. And all these they're like 34s and that they just don't fit good. And I hadn't went out khaki shopping yet. Yep, I hadn't wore khakis and a tie in a long time. But we got the Snore Lords going on. What's up, buddy? You still cranking out some YouTube content? I hadn't made like a quote unquote trucker gym video. Well, the last one I did got taken down for I can't even call it copyright. Baloney. Little boys with low self confidence is really all I can call it. But I haven't done one since. I'll kick a live video up occasionally, but on the company channel, I think 4 went up this week. I'm editing some now. I've got 4 that's in the middle and in the process of being edited. I like to stay 2 weeks ahead on my company content that I do. That way I'm not. I don't know. I don't feel that pressure I used to put on myself to have to get something done and get it up. When I'm ahead a couple of weeks, I can take my time. I can come back to it a day or 2 later, tweak it, a little bit. So I'm real happy with all the content that's been released. But we're just getting started. The one that I filmed down here yesterday, it was about. It's called Laredo Tips right now. I don't know if I'm going to change the name of it, but the big thing is letting drivers know they need to get an inspection on a trailer that you bring to Laredo because it's going to go across the border, and well, they need to see what the condition of the trailer because it needs to come back in the same condition. There's going to be another inspection, and if something's wrong with the trailer, then they'll compare those two inspection reports and aim to figure out what happened and well, who needs to pay for whatever's wrong. I guess it is a big thing. But yeah, that's I think that's a good video to have in the library. But let's go back to the comments. Actually, actually, let's do something better than that. Let's go back to Shine Down. Boom. Come on. Okay, it's not playing now. Can everybody hear me okay? I just got like this Bluetooth device and I got a couple of things and I don't know why we're not hearing music. It's playing. Oh well. Well, let me stop fooling with that. We'll go back to the comments. Wow, Jim Dunn says he's lost 40 pounds in 6 weeks. Wow. Is that from keto or some version of low carb? That's the key, guys. If you're like really, well, I mean, everybody's situation different. But a big contributor to obesity and like lots of, belly fat, and just fat on your face and just fat all around your body is carbs, uh, which is in bread. Like there is no carb-free bread, just so you know. Man, I wish there was some carb-free noodles because I kind of miss noodles, pasta stuff. But that's carbs and sugar. That's the biggest carb of them all. And look at the ingredient things on the back of stuff. It gives you the numbers and like a Coca-Cola. It's like 38 grams of carbs in one can. But nowadays, 12 ounces ain't nothing. You need like a 64-ounce guzzler or whatever. People are just down in that stuff. Same thing with the energy drinks. But your body's using those carbs for energy, and it's not an efficient so I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it's not an efficient fuel source, and you don't use it all. And I know myself, I would get tired shortly after getting up, and then I guess you would call it a crash from the carbs, and I would get either lethargic, kind of slow in my thinking, a little tired, just a little sluggish feeling, especially like after lunch. Man, if I had to sit in the classroom, my ass would usually fall asleep after lunch because there's always some kind of sandwich, some kind of soda you're drinking, and it just didn't work well for me. But everyone's different. But if you could find out the things you're doing that's hurting your mental awesomeness and hurting having very good energy all through the day. That's what I mean when I say hurting. And who knows about it as far as what it's doing to your organs or whatever. But like myself, and this has been a process. I say I started about a year ago, and I'm down 40 pounds as well. But I don't know, everything is better. My stomach, as far as the digestion, I used to have, these bleeding problems and everything. Intermediate fasting, not overeating, not putting a whole bunch of sugar and carbs in my body, having a lot of good fat. This is a very good fat. This is coconut oil. Now I hear some people say like avocado oil is. Uh-oh. I just heard a noise in my headset. Can you guys hear me okay? But coconut oil, always have this on your truck. And when you're breaking a fast, an intermediate fast, you don't want to stop off at Moe's at like Moss Point on the way back from Texas and get a big old burrito with beans in it and rice in it and whatever else, and then eat a mountain of chips with salsa, because all that stuff except for like the chicken and the cheese and the avocado, whatever, all that stuff is carbs and sugar. And when you break a fast with that kind of stuff, oh my God, like your cravings return. And then I want to chase it with a candy bar. But to break a fast, one way you can do it, now, eating an egg, that's a good way, or eating some kind of meat, beef jerky, eating some pecans, some almonds, some walnuts, anything like that. That's kind of on the fat and the protein side and not from carb. But now this grosses Misty out for some reason, because I think she's associating it with lard or Crisco or something like that. But just a little coconut oil. Mm, mm. And you just kind of let it dissolve in your mouth. My mom used to tell me to gargle with this stuff, that it was good to clean your mouth and your teeth and all that. But the instructions were to gargle for 20 minutes. I'm like, are you kidding me? 20 minutes gargle? I mean, you can do other things, but if you got this oil in your mouth, so this isn't going to be in my mouth for 20 minutes. They're still in there a little bit, but that's an MCT oil. All the omega 3, 6, stuff that you hear about. Well, it's in this, and it's a natural source of it. Hmm. But I haven't ate anything today. I am enjoying my coffee, which you guys is, I don't know, y'all probably heard me talk about my coffee on numerous occasions. But I grind my beans, use a French press to make it. And this has the this butter here, grass-fed butter. You can find this about anywhere, but it's a block. And what I do is just cut that straight across with my knife, and that's what goes in the little NutriBullet cup. Because with the coconut oil and the butter, and I put cinnamon and cayenne, and I always mispronounce this, turmeric, in there, and then blend it up, and I sip on it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, something like that, because that I don't need to eat. So I'm not digesting a honey bun or an apple fritter or a sausage biscuit or maybe some gravy, or if the like healthy choice would be like oatmeal and blueberries would be mine. Well, oatmeal's good in fiber, but it's kind of high on the carbs. So what I do, I just skip it all together and don't have breakfast, because I stopped eating the night before I slept. If I wait till 2, actually gives me a 16-hour intermediate fasting period. And that's the whole key to like good health. Now, I have never done like a 97-day fast or a 30-day fast or a 21-day fast, or even hell, I hadn't even done a whole day fast yet. The longest I've made it so far is 22 hours. And there'll be times during that where you're thinking, dang, I'm hungry. I want to eat something. But it'll pass soon. Like, especially if you find something to get busy in. Or, just breathe a little bit, take a sip of water, or if you got your coffee, take a sip of that. A lot of people out there will, I don't know, they're more of a police on the thing and try to negate progress that you're making, and say, drinking this coffee because of the butter and the coconut oil negates the fast. But it still helps me get into ketosis, because if I can go like 24 hours with only 26 grams of carbs or less, boom, my body's in ketosis. My mind's working like overtime. My body's just burning all my fat for energy, and it's good for muscles. It's, you know, like muscle loss is not like a side effect of doing this. Fat loss is, which that's pretty cool. And then especially if you can get some freaking exercise, which it's hard. I know it's harder for you truck drivers, because it's harder for me when I'm driving a truck compared to when I'm not. I just go to 9 round, and the thing about it, I ain't got to plan nothing. I don't have like a 9 round notebook of exercises I'm gonna do. No, all I gotta do is show up, walk through that door, and I'm walking in with my gloves, So I wrap my hands up. You don't put the gloves on until round three. Put them over there, and boom, round one starts, jumping rope. And 30 minutes later, when you're done with the 9 rounds, man, what a workout, guys! Like, the first thing I do is get a towel and start trying to wring up all the sweat that's all over my body, and my heart's pounding like 170 beats a minute or something like that, because you got a little heart monitor thing that it blasted up on the TV, so you can see that at any time. But in the truck, walking is probably your best friend. Walk as much as you can. You guys know what a burpee is? I find myself, like yesterday, I took a shower, and I didn't work out that day. I was like, man, I got to do a little something, and I happened to get one of the handicap showers. And if you guys aren't using the like the Pilot app to get your shower instead of going up there, look into it. It's absolutely awesome. You don't even have to talk to anybody. You can do it in the truck or walking up. Boom, there's your code. You just go in. But I happened to get one of the big handicap showers, so it's roomy in there. So I did burpees. I did 20. Most of you guys, you probably can't do 20 burpees right now if you're not used to working out. But if you could do 5 of them, you could do this at the fuel aisle too. What have your gloves on so your hands ain't getting dirty when they hit the ground. But what a burpee is, it's a push up, but you stand up. I've actually, now some people just kind of like reach up. I like to jump in the. Let's see, can I? Sometimes you just need a cameraman, you know what I mean? But what a burpee is, you stand up, you go down, put your hands on the ground, you kick your feet back to assume the push up position, and then you do a push up. And then you kick your feet back up to where your hands are at, and you stand up, and I jump. And that's one. And then you go down, assume the push up position, go down, come back up, put your feet back up where your hands are, stand up and jump up, or explode up is what I like to do. And man, that works a whole lot of body. I mean, a whole bunch of your body is required to do that, and it's good. It's a good one. Or what I started doing was push-ups at the shower, or push-ups at the fuel aisle type of thing. But these are also good. Kettlebells. Supposedly, I've got this 35-pound kettlebell Misty had got me for Christmas. It's over at her sister's house. Misty, if you're Melissa, if you're watching this, how about bringing my kettlebell? And this kettlebell is supposed to look like Iron Man's helmet, which that's going to be awesome. A 35-pound kettlebell is a pretty heavy kettlebell. This is just a 15-pound one, but you can do all kind of things. At 9 rounds, we do stuff with kettlebells. There was one we was doing the other day in round 2 where you're kind of swinging it in between your legs, doing like an infinity or a figure 8 thing with it. And another thing that I started doing, and a lot of this in the beginning was more of me working my arms more so than any other body part, because those few times that I was hospitalized and lost all that blood, I lost all my color. I was pale, but I lost all my muscle too. My legs were small, my arms were small, my chest had gotten flat. So I like doing stuff for the arms, because, well, arms are good. But these stretchy bands, I tied it where it would be the right resistance to my passenger side seat, so when I'm driving, I can do things like that. I kind of felt like Sylvester Stallone in that truck driving movie. What was it called? Overdrive or something like that, where he was the arm wrestler. He had things set up where he could practice his arm wrestling while he's, driving the truck down the road. So I do things like that too. Mine is more of like knocking somebody out that gave me a copyright strike, you know, just boom, it like explode through, and I practice that with my resistant bands. Let's see. Where's the iPad at? Let's go back to the comments. I've seen a few of them popping up. Are y'all enjoying this video? Because there's only 9 of you that's giving it a thumbs up, and there's like 40 of you in. So, I don't know. You guys do what you want to do. Okay. I heard my headset beep again. I don't know if my audio's good. Kevin said he cheated all weekend. I've been cheating too, man, and I feel like fatter every time I do a little bit. Just the skin in my, around my midsection and everything. I don't know. There's pinch, but oh, I say I'm cheating less. But once I get in my house, hopefully, ideally, like if it was a week from tomorrow, would be perfect. That's what I'm shooting for. But things got to really come together in a perfect manner for that to happen. But once I get in my house, I'm really only going to cook maybe 2 or 3 days a week. But going to have a grill, going to cook up some chicken, steak, whatever. And I've got these really cool airtight containers, and I'm going to do what's called meal prep. And that investment in time in cooking, it's going to be delicious. So, I'm not going to be depriving myself, but it'll be a small investment where the rest of the week, I don't even have to like spend time on what am I going to eat, where am I going to eat, all that, and it's going to help me be more productive. And it's going to help me control cravings as well, because that's when you're most susceptible, is when you're not prepared and you're in an environment that is not conducive to your nutrition goals. Say, like if you're at Burger King, for instance. But even places like that, small habits that you develop, say that, okay, my ass don't eat buns no more. Even if you are at Burger King, they can wrap it in lettuce, or you can just sit there and eat a hamburger or whatever. It's not that bad. I don't really find myself walking away so unsatisfied just because I didn't get fries. Now, one thing I do find myself cheating on a bit is Arby's. I like Arby's, especially when it's a Hawaiian bun. I eat those some. I'll leave some of it. I won't eat it all. And instead of fries, this ain't a whole lot better, but it's a little bit better. I get the jalapeno poppers. They're still fried in whatever oil they use, and it's a breading on there. But then it's just pepper and cheese, which isn't bad. But what is bad is that absolutely delicious, like Bronco Billy sauce or whatever that is, that red stuff. It's totally high fructose corn syrup with like a couple of other things added to it, but it is so good with that cream cheese and that jalapeno pepper and that fried, especially when it's hot. And the cheese does that explode. It's almost too hot type of thing. I like that, but I only get the 5-pack. I don't get the 8. Okay. What do you put in your coffee? Butter. Butter makes it better. Coconut oil, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, and turmeric. And then I'll blend it up with a NutriBullet. Eat liver and onions cooked in bacon grease and lots of sex to stay trim. I like where you're going with that, Scott, but I don't know. One of these days I'm gonna overcome this. I don't like onion things. I did eat a couple of slivers of onion at a Mexican restaurant a couple of weeks ago that was in my dish, and it didn't make me gag. Liver, I've never been much on. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Bitter is the word I'm wanting to say, but not a. I don't know. Gizzards, on the other hand, I do like gizzards as long as I have hot sauce. Do you eat hot dog contest? No, I have never been in a hot dog contest, man. But like the winners of them, they eat like 50 hot dogs. That's insane. Like, what do they feel like, an hour later? And I just thinking about the dump I would take after eating, even if I ate damn 10 hot dogs, much less 50. I am never, and I don't say never a lot, but I am never going to get in any kind of eating contest. That would be really, really dumb for me to do because, I've had stomach issues and I really feel my worst when I overeat and my stomach's all full. And then I poop a lot and well, that causes problems too after too many poops. But that's not where I was really wanting to go with this video, and I do apologize for you people that I don't know got a visual and thought that was kind of gross. I do 50 of them every morning. Are you talking about push-ups or burp? Oh, I can burpee 50 times. Just give me a beer. I would not put hands on pilot floor. Might catch something. Ajax not wash off. Maybe, but we need an immune system too. I know somebody's gonna say I'm gross here, but have I ever showed you guys my shower shoes? I hadn't, haven't, because I don't use them, man. I just don't. That's just something I ain't carried around. Now I do use that floor towel, and when I'm standing and things like that, my feet are on the floor towel the majority of the time. But in the shower, I ain't, it ain't on a floor towel. And I do put my hands right down on the floor when I'm doing burpees. I'm not wearing gloves or anything, but you know, I wash my hands after I wash everything. But you can get a foot itch from time to time and things like that. And if you do, well, I've got it up in my shower bag. There's this like foot fungus spray. If I feel my foot kind of itching a little bit, I spray that out. I don't have to do it very often though. Okay, we got Raycon McLaughlin is checking in from Memphis, Tennessee, and Hensley's Ghost. I don't eat anymore. I just vape for traumatic effect. My favorite vape flavor is biscuits and gravy. Hens Now, I totally haven't been keeping up with what's going on in the YouTube trucker, world, or especially the drama thing, but I saw something pop up there about James Hensley being dead, but shortly after that it was no, that's just Nesbitt doing something. I don't know if anybody want to like give an update in the comments on that, or if you don't, I probably won't bring it up again. Red monkey trucking front and leaning rest position more. You should do pyramids with your burpees. So like as far as the push up, put your hands together, do like that. Is that what you're talking about? I do that. I kind of, mix up the grip. Sometimes it's back here, sometimes it's wide, sometimes it's burpees. I do different things. The 9 rounds has taught me just, hit your body from all, different types of angles. Let's see. Eat raw clams with Tabasco and lemon juice. I hadn't had raw clams in a while, but man, I had some oysters at this place in Greenville. They said they had just come in from the Gulf. They were big, they were huge. I know big and huge is like the same thing, but they were good. I'm a fan of oysters. The fried ones, though, I got to have cocktail. And cocktail, main ingredient of that is really ketchup, which generally is going to have high fructose corn syrup. I try to avoid high fructose corn syrup. Like when I do have, now I've gotten fried chicken strips a few times. I have, because I love them. But, grilled ones are good too, and grilled ones are okay. But you got to watch out for what you dipping them in. If you dip, slobber them in barbecue sauce, you ain't doing yourself a whole lot of good because you're getting all that sugar in the sauce. But like hot sauce, that's fine. Or, if you like the sriracha, and Chick-fil-A's got this good sriracha, but, it's totally got high fructose corn syrup in it too because it ain't just straight up sriracha. But, if you just kind of tap them in there, just get a little flavor on there and eat it. I don't think it's as bad, and it makes a difference over the course of, say, a year. Those little tweaks, little differences that you do. No, a pyramid count. Start out with doing one, then two increment. Okay. Pee on your feet in the shower. Proven fact, it will help keep your feet fungus free. Is that a proven fact, John Lee? Okay. When working your way up to doing 10 or higher, and then work back down doing one. Okay. Now, I'm not, I know you heard me read it out here, but people, don't pee on your own feet when you're in the shower. I think your feet will be itchy if you do that. Anybody else got anything? I've already been going for 30 minutes, and that's probably long enough, don't you think? I doubt anybody on the replay will watch a whole 30-minute live video. Do you guys watch like those hour-long, 2-hour-long live videos? People that do, because I don't. I don't. But I tell you, if you guys want to like find a new channel where you can get some very valuable content, there's these things called TED Talks. I think it's technology education, and it ain't driving. I mean, it has nothing to do with truck driving, but it's all kind of interesting subjects that happen all over the world, really, with different speakers. But it's like TED Talk X. You can find a bunch of them on YouTube and a vast variety of subjects. But it's usually pretty smart individuals that's up there doing a TED Talk, because you have to get, invited to do a TED Talk. But that's something I've been digging. And if you've got any questions, now is the time. Urine is I remember on what was that, Water World? They drank their pee, because they, instead of drinking ocean water, they would drink pee. Have a good one. You too, Red Monkey. Let's see when. I'm trying to think of what the Red Monkey's talking about as far as starting with 10 and working your way down. I'm sure I've done it before. But once again, that's my favorite thing about 9 round. I don't have to plan nothing. I just show up, and I don't know, the trainer at each round said, and they got it wrote on the board, you'll do like some of this and then do some of this and then start over, and it's always different stuff. I'm like, all right. And then even if you're not doing exactly what you're supposed to, but you're doing something close to it, and then go to the other, you still benefit from it. You still do, unless you just stand there the whole time and look around, which I can't do that. And one thing I found, breathing is huge. You'll get to the point where you've got no more. You're spent. You can barely hold your arms up. But then if you just slow down and start focusing on your breathing, and then start trying to, do as much of the movement as you can, you'll find like the strength returning if you're breathing, and you can end strong. And isn't that what life is about, ending strong? Or, now that's not what it's about, but ending strong is a good thing. All right, I'm gonna read these last few comments and then I'm outie. Um, if you have good content, we can watch for hours. True that. Urine contains urea, which is used to treat food and toenail fungus. Okay. So would DEF fluid work? That's a good question. So if you have jock itch or something, truck drivers, throw a little DEF on there and see what happens, and let us know how it goes in the comments. But guys, have a super weekend. Hopefully I'll leave Laredo soon and start working my way back. Maybe get a little Cajun cuisine on the way. And then well, I've got some major things coming up in this week. But we ain't gonna cover those right now. But everyone be safe out there and keep on trucking.